wonderful morning to you once again, wherever it is you're listening to us from omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Yeah, this is the voice of integrity and the station that brings you the best in news, talk, and of course music. Once again, I welcome you on board to another interesting edition of the program, Periscope, right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. And I am Oluwatayo Ajewole reporting for duty once again this morning. Studio time check, 3 minutes gone past the hour of 11 o'clock. From the studios of omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Today, the 23rd day in the month of July 2024. How are you doing? Trust you good. Trust you very well this morning. I'm fine this morning, just like you are. Yeah, I'm fine. It's relatively cool. It's relatively cool weather here in the city of Ibadan, and then we are enjoying the weather at this point. And then everywhere is making sense at this time. Yeah, we are cool. We are fine. All right, sir. It's another interesting edition of the program. Let's talk about what's going on in our environment. Let's talk about what's going on in Nigeria as we speak. Nigeria as a speaker, so many things are happening, and so many people are talking about various things happening at this time. Personally, I do not like to discuss about or talk about the problems of Nigeria, but then it seems so many things are happening at the same time. It's coming from the oil sector, coming from people saying they want to embark on a planned protest. Talking about various myriads of problems, and then you tend to ask yourself the question, when are we going to come out of all of this? And that's why we are here. We talk about some of these issues on a daily basis. We talk about them because we know that by talking about some of these things, they say the problem shared is the problem half solved. Let's talk about it. It's not, like I would always say, it's not about the government alone. It's about you and I. It's about us as a people. You know, these people that we're calling, that we call the people in power, these government people, they are a part of us. They are from us. At some point in time, they were once like us before they were elected or appointed as government officials. So it's all about us making a change at this point in time. It's all about us making those concerted efforts to make sure that we foster development, national development at this point in time. All right, once again, I welcome you to Periscope on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. This morning, we are streaming live on Facebook. Yeah, we are streaming live on Facebook as we speak at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Yeah, omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We are live on Facebook. And of course, we are live on YouTube at the same handle, omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Facebook and YouTube at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. We are on Facebook, we are on TikTok. We are on Instagram, omoluwabi 877 FM. Okay, just do well to follow us on our Facebook pages and then engage our post, engage our live stream. Drop your comments, drop your thoughts and opinions as regards any of the things we are discussing in the live studio. Yeah, we will read them out as time goes on. We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube as we speak at the moment. You can like, share, and of course comment on Facebook and on YouTube too. All right, this morning we'll be talking about something. A set of people have been clamoring, and then they've been talking. They're saying we are planning a protest, end hunger protest. That's what the time it has. They said we must end hunger in the land. And then we know so many people are hungry. So many people are hungry as we speak. Yeah, we know that for sure. And then we can't take that away at this point in time. But then I've been asking the question time and over again. And then this government came on board and it started with a lot of reforms. First, it was the NSAS. The subsidy regime. They said we are bringing an end to the subsidy regime. The president came on board and said subsidy is gone. The Nigerians were hungry. The Nigerians were saying the president should have done it that way. Probably the president should have waited and come up with some palliatives before they decide to say subsidy regime is gone. So many so many reforms trying to take place. Just recently, the Supreme Court declared and said we are granting local government autonomy. Local government should have autonomy to have a direct access to their own funds. Governors or state governments shouldn't be the ones in charge over the activities of local government finances again. A lot of reforms coming up together at the same time. And I'm asking myself, Shouldn't Nigerians be patient with this current government, with this current administration? Probably they are doing a lot at this time. They met a lot on ground, and then that's why they need to they need to make sure that things are fall in the right places. But then Nigerians are saying, no, we are tired, we are hungry, and then we need to do a lot of things. We can't pay our bills again. We can't we can't afford 3 square meals again. Many are even saying, are you talking about 3 square meals? We can't even afford a meal a day. So many are saying we are hungry and we want the government to do the needful. So we are calling them out. So we are going to be protesting. But then the government at all levels are saying now, see, let's dialogue, let's talk. It's not about protest at this point in time. As a matter of fact, the CP, the Commissioner of Police in the FCT, came on board yesterday and he said, yeah, we know that a lot of things are going on, but then we are begging citizens not to protest at this time. So as for us not to put ourselves in danger, saying we are enjoying some relative peace at this point in time. So we shouldn't allow some kind of protest to take over our peaceful, the peaceful atmosphere that we currently have. I'm trying to read this. I'll get the statement of this inspector, the Commissioner for Police of the FCT, where he made a statement yesterday as regards the planned protests currently embarked that is being planned for August 1 by some citizens and Nigerians. They are Nigerians. They are saying we don't want some certain things again. And then I begin to ask the questions. Like I have a lot of questions in my mind. Don't the people go on these protests? Don't we have the right? Are things on ground not justifiable reasons why people should go on this protest? But then, like I said earlier, is the protest the way out as we speak? Is it the way out as we speak at this point in time? Okay, these and many more are the things we'll be talking about on the program this morning on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Periscope is the program. You know, this is the station that brings you the best in news, talk, and of course music. We are the voice of integrity, and we wouldn't do anything that would tamper with our integrity on this dial. So I would love you to sit back, relax, and enjoy what we have for you on the program this morning. Periscope right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. All right, you're welcome back. It says Periscope right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You know how we do it. We bring you various trending issues. We talk about them on the show this morning. We talk about them on the show on a weekly basis from the hours of 11 a.m. to noon every Tuesday. Yeah, on this dial, it is 7.7 FM. And that's what we do. And that's what we'll be doing this morning. We talk about, name it, politics, health, finance, as it is on the program. That's what we do here, right here on this dial. Like I said earlier, we are streaming live on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. And then we're also streaming live on YouTube at the same time at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at omoluwabi 87.7 FM this morning. So you can watch us live. You can watch me live and direct in the studio. Yeah, watch me live and direct in the studio. We're talking about the planned protest, planned nationwide strike, protest rather, by some set of people that we do not know. Let's go back memory lane. In 2020, the NSAS protest came on board in Nigeria. And then many people thought it was a child's play until it started getting international awareness. Many people from the international scene started getting to know about the protest. It started spreading across the nation. People protested in Abuja. People protested in Lagos. In Ibadan here, a lot of people also engaged in that protest, saying the federal government of Nigeria must end SARS. And this is as a result of accumulated anger by Nigerians. Nigerians were angry at that point in time, saying enough of police brutality, enough of police injustice. Like they said that time, they're saying end SARS. They were saying end SARS now. Let me not speak too much. We all knew how that protest ended at that time in October 2020 when some armed military men opened fire at some protesters in Lekki, and then we still have so many questions to ask and saying who ordered them to shoot at that point in time, who put off the lights at Lekki toll gate, a lot of things going on, and then it seems should I say history is about repeating itself? It won't repeat itself. Yeah, it won't definitely not repeat itself, because some Nigerians are saying we are hungry and we are angry. They are saying this time around is not end SARS, it is end hunger. And they are saying we must go, you know what, we are going to go on a nationwide protest, a planned nationwide protest, like I said. And then I've been trying to talk to people and saying, you know what, probably this protest is not the right way to go at this time. Maybe we should give this government a chance. But then many of the opinion are saying we need to go on this protest now, and then let the government realize that Nigerians are hungry. And then I'm telling you, you've heard in the news various set of people coming out to say, don't you know what? Just be calm with the Nigerian government. Be calm with them at this point in time. They know that Nigerians are hungry. Just recently, the former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, came on board and saying, you know what? Just give this administration, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, some time for him to get his balance and just to figure things out. Saying that all of these policies is just geared towards a better Nigeria. And then when we give them time to do what they are supposed to do, they will fix Nigeria, and then it will all be better for all of us. But Nigerians are saying now, we are tired. We can't take this any longer. And I'm asking the question this morning. We are going to be doing the program together this morning. Do you think nationwide protest is the way forward at this point in time? Don't you think we should give the government a chance? Don't you think we should give them the benefit of a doubt? Many are saying it's 1 year already, and then should we wait forever? Yeah, we know it's a year already. But then, like the government have been saying, they're saying that they are feeling the plight, they are feeling the pulse of Nigerians. They are feeling the pulse of Nigerians, and they know what Nigerians are going through at this point in time. So they say, just give them a time. But then, I want to know your views and thoughts this morning. I'll be opening the phone line soon to know your thoughts and your views as regards this current issue on ground. Should we go on a nationwide protest at this point in time? Can we afford to shut down the system just like we did in 2020? Don't you think many people will be more impoverished rather, if we go on a nationwide protest at this point in time, if we shut down the system? Do you think we can afford it as a nation at this point in time? Okay, I'll be opening the phone lines very shortly. But then, before then, we need to go on a short break. And when we return, we'll talk more extensively. I'll play you some insights. So many people have many things to say. And then we will listen to their voice bite this morning. And then we move on from there. Okay, it's a Periscope on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We'll be back after this short timeout.
The voice of integrity, omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
Wait, Mama Comfort, where you dey go? You just dey rush.
Mama John, I wan go open my shop. I need plenty sales today. I wan go market soon.
Mama Comfort, shey you don hear about omoluwabi radio 87.7 FM? Dem dey do advert for businesses wey be say your market go sell warawara, you sef go dey happy.
You mean am? How I go reach dem na?
You fit call dem on 090-5339-5550. Dem go explain to you wella and their charge no dey break bank.
Mama Comfort, e go better for una o. Omoluwabi radio, I dey come o.
Omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
Attention, attention, attention. This is an important public health announcement. A cholera pandemic outbreak has been declared. Cholera is a highly contagious and deadly disease that spreads through contaminated food, water, and human contact. To stay safe, please drink only treated water. Wash your hands frequently with soap and clean water. Avoid raw or undercooked food. Avoid close contact with people showing symptoms. And lastly, get vaccinated immediately. This public service announcement is brought to you by Omoluwabi Radio 87.7 FM. Remember, awareness and prompt action is the key to preventing the spread of cholera.
To the people of Nigeria, we must protect our country. We must say protest not in my state. We must adopt a peaceful and dialogue-driven approach in our pursuit of change. Clearly, we must articulate our demands and be willing to listen to others. Engage in open and constructive conversations with the government. Many of us are weary of the agenda of the promoters of the planned protest. To protest is a process that ends in dialogue. But the peaceful protest is not guaranteed. Let us start with dialogue, not protest. We must find a rally point, create a podium, and take turns to air our views without exposing innocent citizens to danger. Remember that harming ordinary citizens who may not share our vision is not acceptable. Instead, we must work towards winning their endorsement. We cannot destroy what we have to demand for what we do not have. This government is addressing the issues, and we want to be part of finding solutions. We want rice, not cries, food, not boots. We want dialogue, not protest. We must protect Nigeria.
The voice of integrity, Omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
Alright, you're welcome back to the program. Periscope right here on Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Like I said earlier, we are streaming live on Facebook right this time at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We are streaming live on Facebook at this time at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You can join us live on Facebook by dropping your comments and your thoughts as regards what we are discussing this morning. Yeah. We want to know your thought and opinion. What's your take on this? Should we go on a nationwide protest at this point in time? Shouldn't we give the government the benefit of doubt? I've seen some comments right here on Facebook this morning, and then I want to hear your own thoughts and your views too as regards to this. I know so many people have been coming from various quarters, talking about the issue of insecurity, talking about economic hardship, talking about government policies, and they are saying, excuse us, we can't afford to continue like this as a nation. Just recently, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the last general election, Mr. Peter Obi, he made some statement. He made a statement as regards to the issue of security, and he's saying the federal government should do something very needful, something very important and urgent, so to speak, so as to avoid some of the various security challenges that the country is currently being faced with. I would love us to listen to Peter Obi this morning as he speaks on security. Part of the things people are clamoring for, saying enough is enough and that they want to go on a nationwide planned protest. So the next voice we'll be listening to now about now is that voice of Peter Obi.
A fight is leading to a failed nation, and that requires an urgent attention of everybody. In the Southeast in particular, again, that is the same situation. As I thank the government for their effort, there's need to do more by all leaders to ensure that we tackle this menace. In the Southeast, I urge the various governments, members, I said, while thanking them, to come together as a family. There's need for the governors of the Southeast to work as a family, to be able to tackle that. I'm saying that from the little experience I had when we were there. It is important. And even checking the harsh economic conditions now, even in development and economic agenda, I want to see the Southeast governors work closely more as one. Because they can do. And I believe they know each other, they can interact. We want to see them come together. We want to see them bring this entire zone together. And I'm preaching the same thing of other zones. While the federal government as far that overshadows everybody, the various zones should come together. In the Southeast in particular, it is very urgent. I'm again saying from my little experience, in which they can call meetings, even meetings at times of those of us who were there before, to come together and interact about a common purpose. This is very important. I don't.
All right, that was Peter Obi there talking about the issue of insecurity and the issue of the current economic situation that we have on board. They're saying that governors should come together and tackle these challenges. They're saying it's not just about, like I said earlier, it's not just about the federal government. And I said earlier too that we as citizens too probably need to come together at this point in time. Let's talk about all of these things together. Like, these are issues that we need to tackle. It's not just about the government. Well, we know that the government is the one responsible for policy formulation and the likes like that, and implementation of some of these policies that would probably drive change. But then you as a person, what are you doing in your own little corner? What are you doing in your own little space? Is it all about just going to the streets to protest at this point in time? The studio lines are open. You can join the conversation this morning. What do you think? Do you think we should go on a nationwide protest at this time? Do you think this is what will solve the current economic situation at this point? Do you think the government is not here listening to us until we go on protest to share our grievances? What's your take this morning? 07047007999. 07047007999. You can also call us on 08053 888933. 08053 You can also drop your comments off Facebook this morning at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. What's your take? Do you think we should go on a nationwide strike at this point? Do you think this is the solution to the current challenges that we have? Do you think we need to dialogue? We need to talk. We need to have a conversation around all of this, all of everything that's happening in this country at this point in time? Don't you think we probably need to sit down and then just think about so many things at this point in time? Just recently also, just so you know, the federal government approved, like we all know, let me put it that way, the federal government approved 70,000 naira minimum wage, all aimed and geared to revamping the Nigerian economy, hearing the plight of workers. Initially the government, the civil servants, the labor, the organized labor said, excuse us, federal government, we want 250,000 naira. But then the federal government came out with their own parts of the deal. And they said, if you can't afford to pay 250,000 naira at this point in time, but then let's meet at the middle. And then they paid 70,000 naira. The Minister for Information then announced that at that point in time, as regards the issue of wage payments. And then I would love us to listen to the minister too, so that you can hear from the government too. The Minister for Information spoke at that point in time, and then he has this to say. I would love us to listen to Minister of Information this morning.
Today is a happy day for Nigeria. You recall that last week we had a meeting here, and the organized private sector and the subnationals have also held their various meetings with Mr. President, following the submission of the tripartite agreement to Mr. President. Labour came last week, they had meeting with Mr. President, they adjourned, asked for adjournment for a week to go and consult further. They did those consultations, they have come back today, and we are working with Mr. President. We are happy to announce today that both the federal government and the organized labor have agreed on an increase on the 62,000 naira minimum wage. The new national minimum wage that we expect Mr. President to submit to the National Assembly for legislation is 7,000 naira. Nigeria is going to be more CNG compliant, according to the President. We are moving in this transition to renewable. And all other things that Mr. President has assured them, the issue of SANU and NASU is also going to be looked at. And we are happy, we are very thankful of the role that the organized labor has done today. They recognize the President's role in ensuring, or the federal government's role in ensuring, that we have the local government autonomy, and also ensuring that both the organized labor and are on the day today. They have seen the magnanimity of the President. And today, the leadership of Labour said they didn't come here for negotiation. Not at all. They came here in their deep sense of patriotism to ensure that Nigeria remains united, Nigeria becomes more prosperous. And it's in that spirit that they are in agreement with what the federal government has done today. We want to thank Labour for their patriotism. We also want to thank Mr. President, the federal government, the subnationals, and the organized private sector for going through this painstaking effort, but also ensuring that at the end of the day, Nigeria is the winner for it all.
All right, at the end of the day, Nigeria should be the winner for it all. That's according to the Minister for Information there, speaking with pressmen after they reached a consensus with the organized labor and the organized private sector to pay 70,000 naira minimum wage. The minister highlighted some of the things that this current administration is doing so as to make sure that they bring a cushion, the effects of the hardship that's currently on in the country. Then I'm still asking the question: do you think an organized the planned strike will be the solution at this point in time? Want to hear from you this morning? Yeah, we want to hear from you. The studio lines are open. You can join the conversation this morning, or you drop your comments off Facebook this morning at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. At omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We are streaming live there. We want to hear from you, and then we want to know what you think at this point in time. Do you think we should go on a planned protest at this point? Do you think that's the way forward? Do you think that is what will solve the problem on ground as we speak? Don't you think we probably need to dialogue with the government? Yeah, that's what I'm asking very quickly this morning. I would love to hear from you. Okay, we have a call here. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Eric. I'm calling from Ibadan.
All right, Mr. Eric, please make your point.
Yeah, concerning the protest, I would love maybe to keep protesting end of this month because this is our government. You don't even have any feelings or you don't even the way they are doing it. I don't think they want to help because the situation is very worse. You know.
All right, okay. You can do what to call us back. We lost that call there. The studio lines are still open. 07047 007999 07047 007999 07047 007999. You can also call us on 08053 888933 08053888933. Those are the studio lines to call to be a part of the program this morning. At the same time, you can also join us live on Facebook. We are streaming live on Facebook. We want to hear from you. What's your thoughts? What are opinions as regards the nationwide planned strike? Do you think it's a way forward? Do you think that's the way to go by the people of Nigeria? All right, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm Festus by name, calling from Ibadan.
All right, Mr. Festus, please make your point.
Yeah, for me, concerning the protest, I support it that we have to go to protest because Nigeria has been pushed to the world. Everybody suffers now. It's the only way we can be able to tell government that we don't like their policies and we're not happy. There's no way we can reach them if not through protest. You understand what I'm talking about now? And at the same time, the press should help. The press should try to help the masses.
Right,
I'm looking at the press as being against the masses. Sometimes they defend the government.
Mr. Festus, don't you think we need to give this government some time?
No. We cannot give them. Bola Tinubu and his government APC, they are not listening type. They cannot help the masses. We will continue to suffer until Jesus comes.
All right, you've made your point. Thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning. All right, we want to hear from you too. Do you think a protest is the way forward at this point in time? The studio lines are open. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from?
John from Ebado.
Okay, Mr. John, please make your points.
Without protest, tell me the thing that you will do that they will listen to you. There is nothing. Now, let me remind us 2012. Go and play the video of that protest. See what the current president said then. Did you know that protest is what brings Buhari into power, and that is what brings Mr. President into power? Maybe many of us did not know. My dear, why must you allow...
Okay, we lost that call there. You can do well to call us back this morning. The studio lines are still open. We have the comments here on Facebook saying, Ajewole Tayo. Now there's another call for protest, which is a good idea, according to him. That's coming from Adesokwe Akonde right here on Facebook saying, Ajewole Tayo. Now there's another call for protest, which is a good idea, but I have some questions begging for convincing answers. And the questions are, what are the modalities to prevent the killing or detention of protesters? What is the plan to secure the immediate release? What is the plan to secure the immediate release of protesters that will be detained? In the eventuality that the protester is killed, how does the organizers intend to hold government accountable? And saying now, what are the safety measures in place to minimize casualties? It will be responsible to have convincing plans that will address these questions before citizens are mobilized to hit the streets. Please help with the answers if you have one. I don't have one because I'm not the one organizing the protest at this point in time. Probably very soon we are working on it. We wish to know the faces of those organizing the protest, and then we bring them on board to know and hear from them too, so that they can tell us what are the plans that they have for all the questions that Mr. Adesokwe Akonde have asked. We want to know from them too, because we wouldn't want a repetition of what happened, like I said earlier, in 2020 to happen again in 2024, because we can't afford to lose lives and properties again. And then we've always talking about hoodlums hijacking protests, and then definitely we are the one that labeled them hoodlums. They are a part of us, definitely. They are a part of us, and then it's as a result of what the system has to offer that they are turned to what we termed as hoodlums. Okay, I would love to hear from you more. I would love to pick many calls today because we want to know. What's your take? Do you think protest is the way forward at this point in time? Don't you think we need to give this government a chance? Yeah, don't you think we need to give this government a chance? Drop your comments on Facebook this morning. We'll read it. And then, of course, you can also call us on 080 53 888933 0053 888933. You can call us on also on 07047 007999 07047 007999. Those are the numbers to call. Let's just go back to what's currently happening in Kenya. A lot of lives and properties have been lost. A lot of properties, let me say that way, lives have been lost in Kenya as we speak. And then some of us are afraid, some of us are scared and saying, we don't want such a thing to happen in Nigeria. That's just it, because we want a peaceful nation. Yeah, we want a peaceful nation. There are ways we can make our grievances known. There are ways we can make the government know that we are not happy. Yeah, then maybe peaceful protest is part of it. But then, is this the right time for us to have such a protest? Maybe we need to probably still give the government some benefit of doubt, like I said earlier, for them to be able to get their house into order and then probably provide us with good governance. I can see the studio lines buzzing this time around. You can call in. Yeah, I'll pick your calls this morning. The program is dedicated to you this morning. I want to know, do you think a protest is the way forward at this point in time? Okay, let's speak this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from, sir?
This is Basel calling from Ibadan.
Okay, please make your point.
Please, this protest, I participated in the Babangida Must Go then when I was in university. So I know what happened then. We lost so many lives and so on and so forth. But I want to advise the president, if I were to be in his shoes, so to say, why not invite the past president, Olusegun, Basanjon, Jonathan, and Buhari on table. They discuss how do we move this country forward, what is happening to the petroleum sector, this poverty of it. Then they rub right together with other past leaders. I believe we did that, then we'll go a long way. But he just get quiet and he not do anything. Because I believe if this protest continues, it's going to result to so many casualties. Thank you.
All right, so just pray it won't resolve to any casualty if eventually the protest holds eventually, because we can't afford any casualty at this time. And then, like I said earlier, can we really even afford to shut down the system at this point the way we did in 2012 or the way we did in 2020? Do you think it's going to benefit us as individuals, as citizens of this country? Hello, good morning.
Yeah, John called back.
Okay, Mr. John, please make your point.
I run out of money. Yeah, now what I was telling you is that 2012 is what made Mr. President what he is today. Because through that, Buhari was there. And he is the one that encouraged Nigeria to support Buhari. He knows the problem. Now you are getting there. You are increasing the pump price, forgetting that there is nothing we can do in Nigeria without petroleum, because it's not as if that is number one thing. Everybody needs it in our life. What you would have done, you don't need to remove anything called subsidy, because now we are still paying subsidy, and that is what you have removed. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. We are still with you.
And that is what you have removed. So why are you're supposed to have bring back that fuel where it is before? You will see that all these things will not happen.
All right.
You are buying cars for your National Assembly. You are buying private jet. You are telling us to tighten our belt. Why your own belt is loose? Okay. Well done.
Thank you very much, Mr. John. You've made your point, and I think you are entitled to your opinion this morning. Okay, like I said earlier, we want to hear from you. This program this morning is dedicated to Nigerians. We want to hear. Do you think protest is the way forward? Don't you think we need to have some kind of dialogue with the government, or probably gives the government some benefit of doubt and give them some time so that they will be able to get their house together and then make everything make sense for Nigerians at this point in time? All right, the studio lines are still open. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Ojo from Amloko.
All right, Mr. Ojo, please make your point.
Please, the protest is not the solution. Let them do it, let them use dialogue to settle the matter. Because the result of protesting is not good. Those that are supporting the protest, they want to do bad thing in the town. So they cannot allow that, please. May God bless us.
Amen. God bless every one of us. Okay, that was Mr. Ojo saying protest is not the way forward. It's like I said earlier, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Saying we shouldn't allow protests to fly at this point in time. Saying we should allow dialogue. People should engage the government. And I'm asking the question also. If we are ready to engage the government, who will represent us? Then many people are saying, what are the members of the National Assembly doing at this point in time? Are they not calling the executive to order? Are they not performing their role as as a checkmate for the executive arm of government. All right, still we want to pick as many calls as we can this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
This is
Okay, please make your point, madam.
Yeah, I think protest is the only way because it seems our leaders they do not understand us at all. The masses are suffering. Even the House of Assembly lawmakers, they are not the House of Assembly lawmakers. So they do not even care about us. Just take a look at the cost of goods in the market, the prices. Take a look at the fuel station as you see lots of queues. People are queuing to get services. And the refinery was promised us then that they will do the refinery. Up to now, it was there to be. So which way to go? Masses are really suffering. So I think this protest is the only language the government understands. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You've made your point. She's saying the protest is the only language the government understands. And then I'm asking the question. What do you mean by saying that? Many people have been saying that the only language the government understands is the protest. And I'm asking the question. Is it that our government do not understand any other language aside from protest? Because it seems if the organized labor wants to come on board, they will say, let's go on strike. That's the only language the government understands. Are we saying people that we have at the end of our fears do not hear the play? They are not ready to listen to conversation, to form to an open discourse as regards some of the challenges we have in Nigeria. And many will talk about the inflation rates, just like the last caller made mention of, talking about the inflation rates at the markets now. Prices of food have skyrocketed as much as over 100% at some quarters. And then you hear about transportation costs at this point in time. You hear about the issue of insecurity on the eye, and then so many other things, economic challenges. And then they then will be able to say, okay, maybe Nigerians have they have a justifiable reason, like I would say, justifiable reason to protest at this point in time. And then I ask the question again and say, maybe this government just came on board about just a little bit above a year. Shouldn't we give them the benefit of the doubt? Maybe they will perform better. Okay, let's speak this call again this morning. Hello, good morning. All right, we lost that call there. Okay, let's see this before we go on a short commercial break.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Ruth calling from Alaka.
All right, so please make your point.
Thank you. No, it's quite unfortunate that the only language our government understands is protest. Because why would they want things degenerated to this level in the country, where hunger is now the order of the day? Now, I would just employ them to rise up to the occasion by reviving our own refinery. Because the hike in fuel price is making life more difficult for average Nigerians. And at this point, we employ Oyo State government to also roll out more Mitutum buses, because they are really relieving us in terms of transportation. Because in my own area this morning, the normal price from Gate to Alakia is 200 naira. Now, because of the hike in fuel price, it's 300, 400. But the Mitutum is relieving us because they used to take us 150 naira. So if we can roll out more of it, so it really relieve us more. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You made a point. Hello, good morning. All right, we lost that call there. You can do well to call us. But then before we pick more calls, we'll be going on a very short commercial break. When we come back, you can call us and we want to hear from you. Should we go on a protest at this point in time? Do you think that's a way forward in the nation as we speak? The studio lines are open, and then you can drop off your comment on Facebook at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Go to Facebook and search for Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We are also on YouTube at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Check us out on YouTube and on Facebook. Drop your comments as regards what we were talking about this morning. We'll be back after this short time out. Stay glued to your radio set. It's a Periscope on Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We'll be back.
The voice of integrity, Omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
The dial that makes your day complete. The radio that keeps you updated with fresh news stories. We keep you informed with our educative programs. Not forgetting to entertain you with good music that keeps you refreshed. Omoluwabi Radio 87.7 FM. Upholding integrity, educating the society.
Oh no, these service providers. The other time my data disappeared, last week my money was deducted when I didn't make a call, the other time...
Wait. Have you called NCC on 622?
Chedo works.
NCC 622 is the toll-free complaint line where phone users can lodge any complaints concerning their lines.
So, if they debit me for calls I did not make,
call 622.
If they charge me higher than normal,
call 622.
And if they...
For any issues that concerns your phone, call 622. But before you call NCC on 622, you must first call your service provider. It is only when they don't resolve your complaints, then you call 622. 622 line is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, excluding weekends and public holidays. Calling 622 is free. Take advantage of 622 to resolve your phone complaints. NCC, connecting Nigeria.
To the people of Nigeria, we must protect our country. We must say protest not in my state. We must adopt a peaceful and dialogue-driven approach in our pursuit of change. Clearly, we must articulate our demands and be willing to listen to others. Engage in open and constructive conversations with the government. Many of us are weary of the agenda of the promoters of the planned protest. To protest is a process that ends in dialogue. But the peaceful protest is not guaranteed. Let us start with dialogue, not protest. We must find a rally point, create a podium, and take turns to air our views without exposing innocent citizens to danger. Remember that harming ordinary citizens who may not share our vision is not acceptable. Instead, we must work towards winning their endorsement. We cannot destroy what we have to demand for what we do not have. This government is addressing the issues, and we want to be part of finding solutions. We want rice, not cries, food, not boots. We want dialogue, not protest. We must protect Nigeria.
Hello, greet everybody for you.
My Sabi people, how una dey? Na Sabi people dey listen to Sabi Radio. Omoluwabi Radio 87.7 FM, na dem be Sabi Radio.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Periscope right here on Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. The studio lines are still open. And then you can also drop your comments on Facebook at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. The Facebook handle is Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You can also call us right here on the studio with the studio line 07047007999. 07047707999. Can also call us on 08053888933, 08053888933. And then we are streaming live on YouTube too at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. So we'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Should we go on a protest at this point in time, or then just dialogue with the government? What's your take? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
I'm calling from. See, it is good to dialogue with the.
Sorry. Can you? We didn't get your name.
Sulaiman Sharif calling from Manara.
Okay, Sulaiman Sharif from Manara.
I think it is good to dialogue with the government, but the best thing is that our government must also have a listening ears to hear to apply. And when we are talking about leadership, we expect them to solve our problem, not creating another problem for us. I think that is the reason why people want to protest, because the hardship that we are facing is unbearable. And it is time for the federal government to do the needful and make the economic policy to be favorable for the Nigerian. If they don't want the Nigerian to protest, I think it is good one to Mr. President to address us, or during the protest, they should do a backup for security agencies to monitor those people because of hoodlums. I think I can recall during the entrance in Oyo State here, the state government provide the security opportunity for them because of hoodlums not to hijack it. I think that's the best way to do if you want to have a peaceful protest in this country. That's my own regard. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much as regards to your opinion there. We sincerely appreciate you for contributing your own quarter to the program this morning. The question we're asking is protest the way forward? Shouldn't we give this government, this current administration, the benefit of doubt, so that probably they can do some things that are better? Probably some of these policies that they are currently embarking on will result into something that will be of great benefit to all of us as Nigerians, and then everybody will be happy for it, and it's going to be a win-win for all of us at the end of the day. What's your take? That's what we're asking this morning. And then I think we have less than a minute to leave the show this morning. I have less than a minute to leave the studio this morning. But then I want to know, maybe you can still pick one or two calls, just one call before I leave the studio this morning. This program is deliberately designed to know. We want to hear your view. Should we go on protest at this point in time? Don't you think it's not to resolve to some kind of things that we would not love at the end of the day? What's your take? We want to hear your view. We want to know your thoughts as regards this morning. All right. You can also join the conversation on Facebook by dropping your comment on Facebook this morning. We'll read it out. Just let the conversation keep rolling on Facebook. You can always join your drop your comments rather by joining the conversation on Facebook. We want to hear from you this morning. We sincerely appreciate everyone that has joined via Facebook this morning. And then just like one of our one person who commented on Facebook said, I would love to read that comment again, coming from Adesokwe Akonde this morning, saying Ajewole Tayo. Now there's another call for protests, which is a good idea. But I have some questions begging for convincing answers, and the questions are: what are the modalities to prevent the killing and detention of protesters? What is the plan to secure immediate release of protesters that will be detained? In the eventuality that the protester is killed, how does the organizers intend to hold government accountable? What are the safety measures in place to minimize casualties? And as I saying, it will be responsible to have a convincing plans that will address these questions before citizens are mobilized to hit the streets. Please help with answers if you have one. Definitely, unfortunately, I don't have any answer to all of those questions this morning. Probably, like I said, we will be able to bring some persons that are in charge of these protests on board, so as for them to be able to give us some answers and tell us what they plan to do eventually if they eventually go on that protest. And that's all we'll be able to take on the program this morning. Sincerely want to appreciate everyone for being a part of the conversation this morning. Sincerely want to appreciate my studio manager Elio this morning, and of course Arakuni Bayo has been in charge of the Facebook live streaming this morning. He's been helpful, and of course Noah was also with me in the studio, but he stepped down. I can see Pedro too seated somewhere around the corner there, trying to make sure things working out this morning. All right, on behalf of the management of omoluwabi, the 7.7 FM, I'm saying bye bye this morning. To join you again tomorrow morning on the program Newslands right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM, and of course you meet me again on this program 11 a.m. on Periscope. Next week Tuesday is another time on the program. Next week Tuesday is another time on the program Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. Until that time, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye. Up next is news at noon, right after which Ben Usi will be coming up on board